What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 7 of my Total War Warhammer 3 Bhashiva the White Tiger Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, Bhashiva took on Ostrogoth Ironhand in a pretty epic duel at Ice Spewer, and with the help of the other armies took down his 2 stacks therein, and well, not yet crippled the faction, but certainly weakened it. Their strength rank 36 now, and we are higher than them, and well, I expect them to continue dropping as we keep dropping their armies in turn. We have several battles to fight this particular turn by the looks of it, with Bhashiva threatening the Challenge Stone and Kolek Suneater as the Norska failed, a Norska faction failed in their besiegement thereof, to my great annoyance. And then, of course, this battle against Reishi Zarlbast, assuming he doesn't run, which remains to be seen. Anyway, otherwise, let's see what we have to do. Who is Lin Shao again? Oh, right, our new Astromancer. You're going to go this way, I think. Then, Feng Huo, you are going to steal tech from Zharna Grunt and attempt to not die. Well, you failed, which I fully expected, but you didn't die, which is the important thing. And next up, we have you, or Yao, to be more specific. Yao is going to be... I think it's time to start recruiting some more Jade Warriors for him. We'd probably prefer the shielded variant for the crossbows, so we could grab a couple of halberds here, via global recruitment, mind you. It would still be pretty cheap, so let's replace a few of these peasant long spears with a few of those halberdiers. And in fact, wait a moment. Where are we here? Do we have any of these? Capture Karakazorn in 3 turns and capture Zharna Grunt in 4 turns. You know what? Neither one of those is going to happen in 4 turns, except decline and accept. New mission will be issued next turn. Decline. Let's start milling through these because they're starting to be annoying without them, refreshing themselves. Anyway, we will then go to armies of Xiangyang. We will increase by 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh wow, these are getting very expensive now. 100 per unit. Man. All right. Well, we're gonna need a lot more iron favor by the looks of it. Do we actually have any sources of generating it? I don't think so. Okay, so we gotta be careful with overdoing it, especially on basic units like Jade Warriors. But, well, you'll need an armored core for the to hold the line, while we'll have the Tigers, I guess, do the work. In fact, no, I guess about it. Plus, I guess we also got, well, access to our allied units in theory, though we'll have to try to focus on units that we cannot otherwise get. Anyway, I believe that's it. Why? Oh, right. Wait, there was a Skaven army down here. You will want to proceed down to the city of the Shugengen, and we will want to build the peasant huts here. Like so. I mean, I guess we could upgrade this, but frankly, if depending on what's in this army, we'll see. It's not going to be built, constructed, whatever, on time anyway. Diplomacy check. Let's see what we've got. Thunderguts and nothing interesting, which means it's fighting time. Alright, well, Bhashiva's on top as always, so we're going to start with her. Actually, you know what? I did want to take a brief look at the itemization here. You know what? I've been enjoying Gandari quite a bit, and I think it's time to give him some stuff. Gandari. Take the Von Karstein blade. Yeah, I know, it's got Vampiric Corruption, which is why I've been avoiding it, but let's just deal with it for now. You do have the Fuheng Monk to counteract at least a little bit of it. Let's temporarily give you the Jade Blood Pendant. Armor, Fortune, and Enchanted item. Potion of Toughness is really the only choice. Don't care about Dragon Helm, but there's nothing to combine it with, and yeah, we just don't have enough items as yet. Also, do we want to give you anything here? Honestly, if we had the spare Lichbone Pendant, I'd give it to you. Bhashiva currently has 2. Why? One is on... Well, the Grace of Treyan already do magical damage. The other one is on... Oh, the Perfect Warriors. You know what? I'm going to give it to Gandari as well. Get him doing magical damage. Yeah, we'll take one of these. Like so. It's so disappointing looking at the vanilla war banner. Just an SFO war banner is one of the best banners, and here it's so bad. It's so distressingly bad. But anyway. We could also give the Empress Croman Terror Causing, which, maybe, give them the Wailing Banner for now. Though I may swap it to another army. And the leadership actually would probably be useful on Yao here because he has a bunch of garbage peasants. Frankly, take the garbage war banner as well. Tax collector is of no use to you, however. Alright, that looks good to me. Next up, Bhashiva. It's Bhashiving time. It's a word, go.
Pounce from the shadows. Swift and brutal!
Alrighty, kinda hard to pounce from the shadows when you're going for one of these sieges, and very conspicuously bashing apart a gate, but yeah, you know what I know. Anyway, here we go. Should be a pretty darn fun fight, especially as we do have to go through that gate. As I've said before in my previous campaigns, I no longer use the butt ladders, so we will not be sending our units up the walls, but only through any breaches that we can make. And since the only breach we can make is through the gate, Kholek is probably going to have a decent time holding it. Anyway, we do move up our range units and start dropping those arrows on this Chaos Sorcerer of Tzeentch. We debuff him with the Mark of Yin to make sure that all of the range units are, well, those arrows that are getting through the Merlins and the gap and the crenellations there are going to bring him down, and as many arrows as possible will actually find their mark. Looks like he's out of the picture. Or at the very least, if not quite dead, he's severely damaged, and frankly, a few of those shots did go wide and smack into a few trolls, so better than nothing as well. Otherwise, the gate is about a little over halfway through, so we'll just speed it up a little bit. Drop a few more arrows down on the enemy, and the enemy really wanted to target Bhashiva or maybe the 3 units attacking the gate with that Searing Doom, but unfortunately for them, the gatehouse does protect us. Hey, and where'd that Searing Doom come from? That Sorcerer of Metal came back with a arrow sticking out of his, directly out of his forehead, another one out of his face, and then one in the heart, and then one in his staff holding... or sword holding arm, rather. You gotta admit, that's some solid aim. Forehead, face, heart, and arm. He's pretty much fully disabled in terms of what he can do. And he's about to be dead anyway. There we go, in a flash of light that Tzeentch should be used to, that particular Chaos Sorcerer, and disappears. Time for the gate to break down and for us to head into the enemy settlement. There we go, Bhashiva will directly charge Kholek, and though Kholek does send one of his sorcerers to help out, fortunately oh, that poor Guandao-toting Iron Claw warrior, and gets beheaded instantly by Kholek, perhaps unsurprisingly, and a few more of the Dune dragons are probably going to lose their lives as well. But that's just dealing with Kholek, nothing we can do about it. Bhashiva will also take a massive 50% of her HP and damage, and actually 60% of her HP and damage, but Kholek has dropped to 50% himself. Bhashiva activates all of her buffs and will continue whacking away at him, and we do surround him with those Guandao, though they are dropping under Kholek's Star Crusher. Oh, there we go. Very, very nice, but Kholek is now down to 25% of his HP, and ooh, the Grace of Chui Yin actually managed to land a volley on Kholek through the open gate. Beautiful work out of them, and the big boy goes down. That is, however, only the start of this battle. The bounce bow remains at exactly 50-50, and we still got a lot more work ahead of us. Bhashiva moves through the ranks of our units towards the Chaos Sorcerer, who's still in the fight. And we gotta bring him down so he doesn't cast any whatever it is that he has. I think he has Gleam Magic. Yeah, Gleam Magic, and that is quite the annoyance, so he's gotta go. In the meantime, however, our Ogre Mercenaries, together with more of our Jade Warriors, are making their way into the fray. We're going to be using the Jade Warriors as well as the Celestial Dragon Guard to essentially establish the beachhead, together with the Guandao units and the Ogres, and then get ready for the Frosted Flakes Custodians and the rest of the regular Tigermen Warriors, or Tiger Warriors, to make their way forward. Looks like Bhashiva has defeated the enemy lord, or hero, whatever this was. Yeah, Sorcerer of Tzeentch. And we'll try to chase him down while the rest of our units continue trying to establish a proper beachhead. Again, with only a single breach, we don't have a lot of room to maneuver, though in terms of while we have our ammunition, or while we still have ammunition, and while we still have mana, we can hit a lot more units with it at the same time, with more Flocks of Doom and with more arrows, so there's pros and cons to the whole thing. And tactically, admittedly, there isn't too much to say about this. Bhashiva will continue whacking away at whatever sort of elite most units she can get whilst in the middle of the fray. And though she is damaged, and we do have to be reasonably careful, we've also tried to push out with the Celestial Dragon Guard, the 2 units. Unfortunately, they are getting pretty severely beat up, surrounded by trolls and dwindling in numbers. I was hoping to push the enemy away from the gate, but it didn't quite work out, so we're going to have to back off. Just too many trolls, unfortunately, even with the Jade Warriors providing range support. Keeping in mind, of course, that the Jade Warriors don't do a crazy amount of range damage. 18, I believe, base, 6 of which, unless I'm mistaken, is the armor piercing. Obviously, these guys have some veterancy, especially these guys rank 8, so they're hitting a little bit harder, but yeah. Either way, the breach is still ours. The enemy has been unable to plug it even with all of those trolls, though it looks like we've got some dragon ogres making their way forward to join the fray as well. A little bit late, as Kolek himself has fallen. Extremely irritatingly, however, it seems that the trolls, instead of routing into the enemy settlement, are routing through the gate towards where our army is, together with an Exalted Hero, which is doing the same after being defeated by Bhashiva. The annoying aspect of this is that we're trying to get several of our extremely badly damaged units, like these ogres that are down to like 5% of their HP, out of there, including the Guandao, which are down to 50% of their HP as well, but the enemies keep making for that gate. What can you do other than get annoyed and keep on fighting? There's a life lesson in there somewhere. Alrighty, and the Dragon Ogres now surrounded by the Jade Warriors and Celestial Dragon Guard, working in concert to pin them in place while the arrows continue to come down, though by the looks of it not for much longer, as all but 2 of the units are now unfortunately out of ammunition, and the Grace of Chuayin ran out of ammunition, well, a lot earlier. I believe they have a faster reload time than the regular Jade Warrior crossbows, which explains why they ran out earlier. Where are they? Here. Yeah, a little bit faster. Alrighty, but at least they have more armor-piercing damage. Anyway, it's time for the regular Tigermen to make their way into the fray as soon as those frickin' jerks are cleared out of the frickin' entrance into the damn city. Oh, it's so annoying. But all good. They'll be taken out eventually. There's still a few trolls and that Exalted Hero still kicking, but hopefully the Claw Speaker can chase them down while dropping yet another Flock of Doom upon the enemy. Though severely damaged, the Guandao are still in the fight, and ooh, Javelin from one of the Marauder Horsemen brings down one of the Tiger Warriors. Again, with only 30 armor for now, they are going to be relatively lightly armored. But eventually, when we get to mid-game, I believe with the various buffs we can have, they should be hovering around 60 armor, and maybe closer to 90 for our Iron Claws, which would be pretty decent. Plus all that physical resistance. And if we combine them with Jet Lions, who cause a magical damage negation around them, the additional physical resistance will make them pretty darn nasty. As the enemy won't have magics to rely upon, or magical weapons, or magical damage, rather, to rely upon to kill them. Anyway, though she is severely beat up, Bhashiva has moved back into the fray. It's once again making me consider removing the anchor chain from her and giving her the hunger, so that she could have kept healing this entire time. And frankly, we'll probably do that at some point. And just for now, I'm enjoying the anchor chain on her with the additional melee defense it provides. Eventually, however, once she moves deeper through her yellow line, she will have more melee defense to call upon and then won't be so reliant on the anchor chain for it. The other option would be obviously a Talisman of Preservation and the ward save that it offers, which I will also consider. Anyway, looks like with Bhashiva in the lead, the Dragon Ogres have pretty much been defeated, and more of our Tiger Warriors are streaming into the settlement after cutting down the waves of Marauders and Chaos Warriors, though at least a couple more waves do remain, as the balance of power is only at about 80% in our favor. And just some more time for Bhashiva to cut things down with her Blades of Xiangyang. Ooh, and I saw a few javelins fly in. Looks like we still got ammunition on those Marauder horsemen. I perhaps should have saved some of our own ammo to make sure that we were able to bring them down. And so they couldn't menace our lightly armored Tiger warriors. At this point, it is very much blob tactics, as we just have to cut down the last remaining of the enemy Marauders and Chaos Warriors, and apparently a unit of trolls here as well. Well, that's for Bhashiva to take care of. Very nice, cutting down a troll. And hopefully moving on to the next. Oh, she has a troll execution animation. Magnificent. I did not see that before. Oh, I want to see that again. I gotta go back over the video and see that. So she sort of teleported on the troll's back and executed it. Beautiful. I wonder if she has any large monster execution animations, like giants or stuff. And somebody said that she doesn't have any infantry execution animations, although her just slicing them to bits is plenty entertaining, as we can see. Anyway, all the entertainment has to end at some point, and with that, the enemy army shatters. The battle is ours, Kholek has fallen, and his faction is very much destroyed. Alright, there we go. Solid defense by Kholek, and with us not using butt ladders, obviously we had to slowly break our way through the gate. Though Bhashiva was an absolute star, if not out-damaging, but significantly over-damaging Delta's gold value over the Claw Speaker by fighting Kholek and the various heroes in the enemy settlement. One of the Ogre Bull's units took a bit of a pounding and was actually nearly destroyed before we could get it out of the breach, and frankly, the biggest difficulty of that was the fact that the routing units were routing through the gate into our army and just sort of clogging up the gate, which was quite the annoyance. But what can you do? Otherwise, we got solid work out of several of our units of the Tigermen, with, by the looks of it, the Thundercats taking home the prize, beating out all of the other units, perhaps unsurprisingly, as the Jade Warriors and the Celestial Dragon Guard kind of were severely damaged by opening the breach so that the Tigermen could swoop in and take the kills and the glory. It's a Tigerman campaign after all. Anyway, we will occupy the place, thereby destroying Kholek's faction, and Iron Curse Icon? Meh. I was hoping for something a little better. Also, out of curiosity, will you join the war against Puppets of Misrule for Challenge Stone? You will. Beautiful. Alright. We will make this more expensive by building a peasant hut. And then hopefully next turn we transfer to you. Hopefully he doesn't declare war on us over the end turn, as that would be unfortunate, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. You, Shivai, you can grab Wind Harmony. And that's it for you. Next up, assuming that there is nothing else to do, which I fear there is not, I guess we just attack with these guys. Yeah, alright. Gandari, go into regular stance so that you... probably there wasn't any need, but you're also... Yeah, you're fine. Wait. Vastus is directly down the road. You want to reinforce but not get in the way of the other armies, so let's do... I don't know, this, it doesn't really matter, as long as you're not in the way. And then the Claw Speaker, you will level up. Now let's grab... We could go for the Overcast Penumbral Pendulum to increase the damage, or... we could go for Smoke and Mirrors, as this army is rather... So, you know what? I'm going to double up on the Penumbral Pendulum. It's a solid spell. And you can't stalk stance because you're not a tiger. Oh, yeah, actually, you know what? Speaking of tigers, and speaking of just names, to separate the battles, the same these two ogres, they've been around with us forever. You know what? You can be Blood Guzzler's Traders. And you, the damaged one, can be the Bruised Bruisers. They're going to be transferred to another army, but they've been around for a long time now, and I'm inclined to keep them. Hopefully we can get a couple more so that we can, you know, use more ogre mercenaries. But anyway, anything else we want to do? Oh, right. Now, there are a lot of names for Sawai Lords. The likelihood of us getting 1,000,000,000 Sawai Lords to have Shere Khan and Icon has Cheeseburger and Tai Lung and General So and Meow Ying and Tony the Tiger and Garfield, etc., 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 is unlikely. So we're going to start naming the Caravan Sawai Lords, because otherwise it's never going to happen. And frankly, I probably won't get through all of those anyway. How about we name the caravans that are less likely to die, i.e. the ones that are a little bit stronger. So we'll start with you, Abhishek. We will rename you to, I don't know, at random. Icon has cheeseburger. Ooh, wait, I know. How about we gotta fakeify the name. You know, like the lizardman name generator. How about Icon has she wait, probably won't fit here. Burger? I don't know. Something like that. It doesn't really work. Well, it's somewhat. It works well enough. Frankly, it's looking more like a demonic name, but anyway. Good enough. You guys do that for me next time, so I don't have to think. Not all about that thinking. Anyway, you. No think, just do. Chew do, to be specific. Go.
Cathay needs them dead.
I am going to get so much mileage out of this guy's name. Anyway, let's do the banners. First of all, Razor Standard, obvious on the sword guys. Banner of Eternal Flame we can put on, I'm going to say on Taoyan. Bonus versus Arge, going to go on to one of these guys. Duelists, Physical Resistance, we're going to put on the Jade War Drum because the AI has a tendency to target it. And the Infiltrator's banner, we will put on the Fire Rain Rocket so that it can apply poison rain rockets. Yes. Yep.
Fight with pride, for you are the guardians of order, the defenders of harmony.
Alrighty, here we go. We are indeed the guardians of order in this particular situation, but, well, a lot of that guarding is going to be exploding jerks with our Fire Rain rockets, which are going to hit the enemy in the center of their main blob just as an penumbral pendulum mows them down. Absolutely devastating set of, well, spell and mundane artillery work. Sees the enemy army annoyed to start moving towards us, but also sees 4 of their units destroyed before the battle even starts. That said, the enemy's going to hit us back with a Spirit Leech on the Claw Speaker, angry perhaps at that rather nice Penumbral Pendulum, though the damage isn't anything crazy. Although again, keep in mind, if you're used to SFO values, SFO has much higher HP values on units, and thusly the damage here isn't going to look nearly as high in some cases. Anyway, the way that we have this set up is our cliffside is protecting our right flank. The center is wide open for the enemy to move towards those Iron Hail Gunners and the damage they surely will wreak upon them. And the enemy will also have to travel down these narrow lanes and take Fire Rain Rocket Blast to the face. Over on the left flank, we have another sort of set of units that are ready to make sure that the enemy cannot flank us. And then here in this little copse of trees, we have a unit of Jade Warriors as well as a unit of Iron Hail Gunners who are hidden from the enemy's sight, lying in wait, as it were. And they're gonna get ready to, well, do their thing. Anyway, more rockets gonna come in right into the center of the blob of gobs. And they're all having a bad time. And it's time to leave the safety of the trees. We will take a few daggers on those Jade Warriors, but we kept the shielded variant here, and they will block off some of those projectiles. A nice volley from the handguns or the Iron Hail Guns, rather, sees the Hobgob Sneaky gets lose about half of their HP, and then most of them get gunned down as they rush towards the previously hidden Iron Hail Gunners. The same thing is repeating itself in the center, where, like I said, we kept that wide open lane. And the gunners may not be super effective at killing something as tanky as Chaos Trolls, but those poor gobs are getting absolutely demolished. There we go, and the Iron Hail annihilates the gobs in the center line. The bounce power shifts to 100% in our favor, and with that, the battle is ours. Absolutely, monstrously decimated. I don't know, the enemy had a very, very bad day here. And our casualties are pretty insignificant as well. Well, great work out of the Iron Hail Gunners, I gotta say, as well as obviously that Fire Rain rocket. Alright, there we go. Decent little fight with the Fire Rain Rocket being absolutely monstrous, or should I say Poison Rain Rocket? I'm gonna name you Poison Rain Rocket now. Yeah, slowing the enemy army down, obliterating those poor gobs with copious amounts of explosions, as one does. Got a free enchanted shield out of it, nothing too great, but the claw speakers are lightly armored and frankly could probably use one. And we will probably have to chase down what remains here, so we're probably going to be better off healing up rather than taking the money, much as I'd like the cash. And there is a relic here, which will put us to tier 4 out of 5 on the Kamau devotion. And another city administrator. Chudu got the enchanted... you can hold on to it for now. You. Reinforce. Wait, will you be able to... I think so. Right, do this. You. Start going through unyielding because it'll help with the auto resolve. And you start going through towards Stand Your Ground. Another caster of Stand Your Ground is going to be pretty valuable. Go here. And auto resolve. Nobody will die, right? Right. I got some units in the garrison, but I'm going to assume that it won't do severe damage. Well, if we heal up, we'll counteract most of the damage anyway, so we'll do that. Solid. And can we still? Yes, we can still. Beautiful. Go into Sabre Mountain and get ourselves another nice relic. Lovely. Forbidden Rod. Ooh, hello. That's nice. That's real nice. Anyway, I don't know why I said it like that. Claw Speaker. You know who gets a Forbidden Rod? You. I'll just take a martial artist one. We need the Claw Speaker of Life. Like I said, it kind of matches the sort of jade look of this particular army, so we're just going to go with the life and then send the shadows out to be either in Bhashiva's army or another. You, Gandari. We could actually use this. Wait, switch to a recruitment. Collect income, regardless of the fact that it's going to cause us public order loss. Then we will go into Armies of Xiangyang, and we will recruit or increase our capacity by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 of the range units of the crossbows. Then we will use you to recruit. I think we tested it, but so this won't go over, but just in case. To recruit some of those crossbows and pop into those armies, because the Iron Hail Gunners were meant for Iron Hail Gunners were meant for Gandari, not for Chudu. And frankly, Chudu isn't even supposed to be commanding this army. But we'll need another magistrate of. Tactician's a decent option to command. Weapons specialist. It's not like you're really going to do all that much damage when you're on that stupid lantern, so tactician might be the way to go. We will, however, need to spend the iron favor on it, so we'll still wait a little bit. Plus, this guy's leveling. And he won't have Tao Yan to rely upon when he goes off into his own army. So let's max out on yielding to keep buffing up the Jade Warriors of various kinds. As for Tao Yan, Foe Seeker, I guess, I mean, the little bit of resistances and stuff is not going to make enough of a difference. You could grab Arcane him, I guess. I was going to go for Mysticism of Kamau on the Claw Speaker of Shadows, though I do admit that the Mysticism is vastly inferior, it seems, to the Life and the Beasts. And Beasts gives us the mantra of Righteousness, which gives us Sundered Imbuement to all Tiger Warriors in an area, plus Unyielding Assault, so their attack can't be lowered, plus gives them more fighting capabilities, whereas Mantra of Invigoration is just good stuff. Battle Healing Cap, Casualty or Punishment Trait, the ability to heal a damaged Tigerman, ward save, and then physical resistance as well. This just gives us a little bit of magical capabilities, and the imbuement to magical attack can be counteracted by just grabbing a alchemist instead. So, but nonetheless, I wanted one of each, and one of each we shall have, regardless of which ones are better. Good. You sit there. Bhashiva, sit there. You are now all good. Yes, there's no buildings to be builded. There is no doings to be done. There is no road to travel because, or, well, no more new caravans. So you know what I mean. I guess we're ending the turn as well. Oh, actually, there is. I lied. There's a pillar. And we will take the level 4 devotion for this one. Because I want to get to tier 5 just for the, hero capacity. Hero capacity is good. It's real good. Actually, speaking of heroes, Bureaucrat doesn't work on the Alchemists, and I don't think I care for either one of these. I'm pretty sure you can get Tactician Alchemists, so we'll try to wait until we get one of those, because they can buff stuff. Unlike the Astromancers, who can fight, the Alchemists cannot. And so fighty traits are not going to be particularly useful on them. Yeah, alright. Looks like an end turn to me. So we will skip. Oh, we already skipped everything. Well, then we'll just end the turn. I just wanted to say skip, skip, skip a bunch of times. It's highlighted my day, which is sad. Anyway. Too real, man. Back to tiger things. What do we have here? Anybody gonna attack? Oh, the real question is, will the Dolgan take the opportunity to declare war on us right now? No, they won't. They will move towards us, but this is good. Non-aggression pact with the Borg, was it? I'm gonna say no. And what do we have here? A massive army of Thunderguts will, by the looks of it, kill this caravan. Unless we give them the Great Longmar Riders, which is the only good unit in the army, but yeah, we're not surviving Lead Belchers, 3 Man-Eaters, and all of this. If only it was a peasant. Why would we give them the Longmar Riders, or rather than they'll let you pass if they can eat some of your meat? Yeah, that's the unit we're going to give to them. Well, this caravan is basically useless now, so we'll give them up, but the caravan will have to be deleted and given a new one. But oh well. Alright, now, Bhashiva. You are going... Well, actually, that's a question. We could go down here as we have to deal with the overlords of Jarduk. Oh, there is... Assuming that these armies move here, we could send Bhashiva around this way and then move southward through the Overlords of Jarduk territory to pick up all those relics. Goltooth doesn't seem to be a threat as yet, mostly because he's still busy with the Drajuath the Ashen. And I don't really want to go this way. We'll set up another army to go that way instead. Village is still doing village things. Well, let's see how much he enjoys village things when we... Okay, first of all, Bhashiva, go this way to Ice Spewer.
I'll do my duty.
Oh, we could actually use you to recruit, couldn't we? We can recruit the Gem Cutters... Recruit the Tiger Warrior Stalkers with you, directly. Yes. Good, Ruinous, good. Alright, so you are going this way. And the only problem is if we're going to recruit stuff, we'll need to transfer. We do have some free lords which we could temporarily use, like you, but you were going to lead an army, and it isn't this army that I'm thinking of. We could, like I said, pick up that tactician. We do need a second tactician. Oh, and there's a crafty tactician as well, with the poison attacks. Maybe Wait, did I go crafty on you as well? No, I wanted lettered on you, which it is actually in some ways better. I just want to take a look at what else we have here as options. Nothing too crazy. I do like the strategist ones, but the strategist ones are... Well, I generally like the strategist ones. How much Iron Favors are going to cost out of curiosity? Armies of Shangyang. Ooh, these have come back. Capture Shiwu. That's not going to happen, at least not in 5 turns, so we can accept and decline. Yeah, let's mill through these. Alright, so Shiwu, eliminate Sail, not gonna happen. At least not right now, at least not in 5 turns. And then destroy Goldtooth. Well, we were going to go down there, but I don't think so. So we'll accept, and oh, I really wish it didn't... Yeah, there you go. Do that. Accept. Decline. And I'm gonna keep destroy Goldtooth, although I hesitate to... They don't hate each other. I don't know. I will think about it for the next turn or so, while it gets milled. Yes. Anyway, you, Viransh, I would like you to go this way. Then I would like Feng Hao, Feng Huo rather. We got one turn. Okay, so you're actually going to have to visit Blood Peak, so go this way. So much for your tech thievery. And this is in province, yes? Yes, local province. Alrighty, and then you are gonna go here. Then we will use you two to upgrade, I'm going to guess, the Galeries first. And also build up a Jade Muster. Like so, and like so. This will have to continuously be upgraded, so we won't be able to switch the reduction in recruitment, but that's okay. Oh, actually, wait, we can't recruit out of here, can we? Yeah, we need the increase to recruitment in order to actually use the recruitment. Meaning we will have to switch, which will cost us a little bit of extra cash, but it is what it is. Just gonna have to deal with it. So go to Fire Dragon's Edict, so that next turn we can use Bhashiva for some recruitment. Yeah. I think that's the way to do it. And then you will stay here, but the next turn you'll have to march stance down to Blood Peak in order to upgrade this for cheaper, but otherwise we're good. Let's also check the Claw Speakers real quick. I just want to see. Ah, now we got a strategist. Alright, let's pick you up, buddy. We'll send the strategist to Bhashiva. We'll send the... whatever you were. Martial artist, I guess. To... this army. The Taoyan. It is more Taoyan's army than anything else. Also, before I forget, poison, rain, rocket, battery. Okay, just poison, rain, rockets. There you go. Good enough. Next up, we got building to be building. Imperial Road, I guess we will continue upgrading the peasant stables. And yeah, it does look like they're heading our way. Now, we do have a garrison. Lots and lots of Tigers, and it will be a minor settlement battle, so we'll be able to choke point the enemy off. I wish I could see what was in this army. Do we risk not getting a regiment of renown? By the looks of it, it's mostly Skaven slaves, and frankly, their military structures would probably have been destroyed a long time ago. So most likely they were probably only able to get Skaven slaves. I also just don't want to pay for these guys' upkeep right now, so I'm going to risk it, and if we lose it, well then, damn me. You. Crafty. You're on the way to join this army. Then, we will take the challenge stone as soon as you've stopped moving. Oh, we also gotta check the astromancers and the alchemist. Trade the challenge stone to join war against the puppets of Misrule. We'll never be friends. And give us all your money as well. Oh, this amuses me. Alrighty, beautiful. And it's for a garbage chaos climate. So yeah, you can enjoy, and you can hopefully fight the USAC and the puppets of Misrule for us. Yes. Plus we needed the money to fund our recruitment within the turn. Is there any building that would increase our recruitment within the territory? Wait, let me just see here. As in a recruitment capacity, this is what I want right now. This reduces recruitment for, well, recruitment cost, but it's not increasing capacity. Yeah, the Fuming Atelier will, but we cannot build it here. I maybe should have built that instead. No, I was about to say I should have built it instead of a Starforged Eyrie rather, but it's not. Yeah, wouldn't have done so anyway. So I guess we're good. Fair enough. Alchemist check real quick, and since we have enough gold, hello, strategist alchemist. Yes, yes. More strategists, more tacticians. Everybody should be a strategist or a tactician. Pick one, do it. I'm tremendously dumb. You have recruited these guys, which means you guys can move forward. Let us move you here. Wait, actually, go into encamp stance, go here. Since we wouldn't be able to reach Fort Dorznye anyway, we'll use you here in other army. Okay, slight change of plans. Mostly the same plan, however. You will go into ambush rather than going all the way to the edge of the territory, and then you will recruit the next Jade Warrior crossbow. I know it's the unshielded variant, but it's gonna take too long to get the shielded variant. Screw it. We'll just deal with it. Alrighty. And then We'll have to pay attention to the recruitment. I'm most likely just going to grab the tactician. I like the fact that he offers buffs. I still don't know whether the double tactician actually works, whether it would delete the original tactician or not, but I am curious to find out. And if it does, well, I'll just be sad, so, you know. What's new? Anyway, the Tiger Court. No, not the Tiger Court. The armies of Shangyang. We need 1,500, so basically this would take all of our iron favor, but I guess we're probably going to have to do that anyway. That's life. Skip. Damage building. Where damage building? Blizzard Peak. Oh. We're going to continue ignoring these for now. Skip, and I don't think I checked diplomacy this turn either, so let's check Diplo. Thunderguts want to be friends, but I want trade agreements and military alliance with the western provinces. We will probably do this, but we won't do it right now because I don't want them getting us into a war with the Dark Elves. Seems unnecessary. Let's see if Chu can do. Chu can do. Beautiful. He's got an ambush. He may not be a Tigerman, but well, let's see what he can do. Again, I'm gonna get so much mileage out of this guy's name. The blunderbusses are going to be of some concern, but the beautiful thing about this is Chaos Dwarfs are extremely slow, and they're not getting away, even if it was an ambush. If it was if it's an ambush, if it was a Hobgob army, they might have been able to escape, but not like this. Go. Alright, here we go. Guess we're lying in wait yet again, and this time it's a full-fledged ambush. I'm going to slow it down to start the battle off because these things always go extraordinarily fast. Now we start the ambush with all of our range units, including all 4 of our Iron Hail gunners at the rear of the enemy column, targeting that enemy Great Taurus so that it can't touch down upon and annoy our range units, while we pop off an Overcast Penumbral Pendulum through the enemy ranks, partially just to irritate the enemy and disrupt their battle lines. Our Fire Rain rocket is deployed all the way at the back here and will fire into the center mass of the enemy line, while we gun down the enemy artillery and rush, most importantly, towards the 3 or 4 enemy units of blunderbusses here. They will get a volley of before the Jade Warriors with halberds close the distance and start using their armor piercing to cut the enemy down. Granted, with a relatively low melee attack, they are going to take some time to do it, but at the same time, Fire Rain rockets will continue while raining down upon the enemy ranks, and it's not like the blunderbusses are going to survive this for too much longer. An absolutely brutal ambush so far, with the bounce power having shifted already to 90% in our favor, the enemy range units having collapsed under fire from our crossbows and Iron Rain rockets, while Tao Yan is in the process of defeating the Sorcerer Prophet of Metal. Now she doesn't leverage her... She actually draws her sword, that's nice. I didn't expect that, pleasantly surprised. What was I saying? She can't leverage her anti-large against the Sorcerer Prophet, but I suppose it doesn't matter because she defeats him very handily. He does, he lands maybe 1 hit on her with her 95 melee defense. And I guess, let's see if she can't get this kill here. And don't run past her. Attack him, please. Diane, please. I hate when units do those. Come on. Alright, let's just see the Seba. That's 1 hit. Okay, it needs 2 more. But no execution. Just a regular hit to kill him. Alright, we'll try to pay attention to Taoyan and see if she does have an execution animation as well. But anyway, very, very nice ambush. Alright, there we go. A magnificent ambush sees the entire enemy army annihilated without any trouble. Solid work out of every single unit, and by pinning the enemy blunderbusses, we were able to make sure that the enemy basically did no damage, and that we probably don't even need to heal. Although I do wonder if there's another army out there, but we're in our own territory having ambushed, meaning we are free to take the money. Beautiful. Alrighty, what is this? Oh, there's another full stack? I mean... not bad, but And it is piles of Skaven subs. Okay, this isn't even worth our time. We just tear through them like with the Tiger Warriors, as we've already seen like a million times throughout this campaign, when we, well, tore through a million goblin and orc laborers. Take the money. Alrighty, anything else interesting? Rikarth? Huh. Alright, Dolgan, do not declare war on us. Hopefully Village will keep them busy. Enemy killed in battle, enemy killed in battle, enemy killed in battle. Wyvern bone bow, rather. I keep it for now. Jade Lion Whisperer, hello. Not for you. That's our second one. The first one's on Bhashiva, the second one is going to Chew Do. There's that lucky arrow, Clanish and Destroyed, Confederation, and... It's gonna make me nervous now. Huh. Well, you can't attack Wei Jin in one turn anyway, so you are going to proceed up here. You are going to be upgraded now, just in case. Miao Ying is here. Hopefully she turns towards Village rather than fighting the Dark Elves. I don't know why they're wasting time with them. And I also don't like how Clan Krizzar is running around. Hopefully Jiao Ming just finishes them off, so I should giggle. But we shall see. You don't have room. If we get rid of the Swordman, we can't get rid of the Swordmaster. I like the banners. I guess we could get rid of the Banner of Eternal Flame. Alright, fine. Get rid of the Banner of Eternal Flame. Oh, right, I forgot to give the City Administrator to somebody. Give you the... Jade Lion Whisperer. Like so. And frankly, I was thinking about getting a couple of Jade Lions in this army, because, you know, with the whole Jade theme. Yeah. Anyway, class speakers. Stalker, Martial Artist... Savage Predator, Cultured, Tranquil, Distinguishing Scar. Funnily enough, the discouraged effect on the enemy leadership reduction would actually work nicely with Taoyan, but anyway. You are going to Bhashiva's army. You, Viransh, are going to Taoyan's army. You... Okay, you guys will do stuff, as one does, in a moment. You have switched to recruitment, which I take it now means we can recruit here. Yes, beautiful. Then, we need to do two things. First of all, we will need to grab another lord. I guess we are indeed going after this tactician lord. Again, I do like the poison offered by Crafty. It's a bigger buff. Tactician, I mean. Alright, we will go for... Armies of Shangyang. Increase our lord capacity by 1. Then we will, what do we have here? Capture Black Crag again. We already had that. Fight against Jiao Ming's enemies and destroy Goldtooth. Yeah, neither one of Black Crag's definitely not happening in the next million years. Delete this. Fight against Jiao Ming's enemies for 10 turns. Now, that's pretty much just Clan Krizzar. Yeah, that's not happening right now either, unless he declares war on somebody else. Unless we could get him to declare war on Village. Join war against Puppets of Misrule? No. Join war against Astrogoth? You do it for a Scooby Snack, by which I mean a military alliance. I don't think we'd be fighting him for 10 turns, though. I guess 4 settlements, assuming nobody takes... Wait, Blasted Expanse is owned by the Overlords of Jarduk? So are you telling me that Astrogoth only has these 3? If he doesn't have more, then that's never gonna happen. Ah, he has the Desolation of Drakkenmoor. Wait, this might be worth it. Just to complete the mission. We can always cancel it later. If an easier one comes along. You have 5 settlements. Okay, maybe. Maybe we can do this. Let us do... Let us chew do. I'm not going to stop. You join war against Disciples of Kashut, Military Alliance, and give us some of your tiny amounts of money. Like so.
Acceptable.
Then, we will go to Armies of Shangyang, Jiao Ming's goals, and accept the fight... Wait, do you want to undo this? This is not happening in the next 4 turns anyway. Yeah, let's accept it. Well, maybe we allow it to mill itself since we'll... Yeah, alright, you know, we'll just accept this one. By defeating armies of the following race, Norska. I assume this doesn't mean we have to just fight Norska, right? I hope so. It just says fight against Jiao Ming's enemies for 10 turns. And we are currently at war with a faction that he... Well, I guess we'll find out. You are going to besiege Fort Dorznye Fort. Oh, wow, sack value is surprisingly high. Fair enough. Any reason not to? I don't think so. You go here, and then you will... regular speed stance. Okay, you encircle this. And you will transfer more Jade Warrior crossbows to this army. For those Iron Hail Gunners. Like... so. And you were at 19 out of 20 because you're waiting to A, replace the Claw Speaker, and B, get an Alchemist. I guess we could temporarily transfer the Bandits of the Silver Road, which caused flame weakness, which, funnily enough, would have helped if we had kept that banner of burning whatever. Alright, whatever, do it anyway. More range. Damage, I mean. Oh, you're gonna suffer attrition here? Oh, I could have kept you in another stance. My bad, dude. You are unyielding. We should probably still get you sure aim. However, Grand Tactician would give you a nice buff. I mean, well... alright, this is the basic Tactician. Inspired Defense, Inspired Assault. They're nice buffs, and their cooldown is relatively low, so we could use them a lot. This gives us... oh, this gives you range? Oh, I didn't even realize this gave you range. Okay, now we gotta go with this. Yeah, 100%.
A tool of great efficiency.
Even more range on these guys who already have pretty good range. And oh, we need 4 insignias for you, and that'll be the range insignias. Range signias, if you will. Armies of Shenyang. You guys. 1... oh, damn it, I mean capacity range. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, then... oh, wow. There goes all of our iron favor. At least we had enough for the insignias. Equip. Putting you up to 216 and rising. Something else is rising. Anyway, you can grab Blade Shield. And then you can go for... let's go Smoke and Mirrors now. Though, yeah, we'll still get the cheap spells. Alright, you're gonna deal with this in a second. Let's see what else we've got before we do anything else. Bhashiva. Now, it is something of a waste to use you to recruit, however... wait. You need to go to Gorger Rock anyway. Do you reduce construction costs? You do reduce construction costs. Nice. We are still in this territory, meaning we can build the Warden Arsenal for pretty cheap. Then we will march stance you all the way out here into Blood Peak, and similarly you out here into Firemouth. To upgrade our first tier 4 building, which will give us eventually access to our Iron Claw barracks. Tribal Pavilion. Although, frankly, it would be nice to build one here as well as soon as we possibly can, so we've got to grow the place. You will not need to upgrade anything here for a while, so you can, I guess, return to this location and get ready to try to steal tech from Jarnagrund once again, and then you can do the same thing, I guess, next turn. Alrighty. Heroes. I have moved you already? Did I check new heroes? Wait, I haven't moved all the heroes. We've got you, the strategist. We could put you into this army. Though, admittedly, we will also want you in an actual proper force, won't we? We have one alchemist moving towards this army, and you know what? I feel like it would be wrong not to have an alchemist in our artillery-heavy army, wouldn't it? Although the tactician variant might actually be better with Taoyuan. Anyway, let's go here, and I will think about it. It's not ultimately super important. And either way, we'll need to level them both by fighting, so they still have to move this way. Lin Shao, you're going to join Bhashiva's army, and I did increase the number of... yeah, the Lord capacity, so we'll deal with that in a second. Funnily enough... wait. We could keep Bhashiva moving and have her attack the overlords of Jarduk or even Goldtooth while... how many turns would it take to get a... oh, just the one turn to get a Celestial Lion? Oh, that's not bad. Granted, she will have to spend 2 turns to get her 2 lions, but she could do it while moving through the territory. You know what, I don't dislike that. I don't dislike that at all. Yeah. Alright, let us do this then. You will... grab the tactician guy. Like so. Pop you in here. You, Bhashiva, will oh, wow. You know what? I was about to say go past him, but you can't. You have to go this way anyway. Alright. Fair enough. We will transfer to you the Blood Guzzlers, Traders, and the Bruised Bruisers. And I'm thinking maybe we will transfer the Dune Dragons back to this army. They just match Tao Yan better. And I like that. Gotta go with the color coordination after all. Can't blame me, can you? No, you can't. Alright, do this. I will answer my own questions. And I will also be taking no further questions. Such a Lion, then... I do want the Astromancer in here, but I kind of wanted him in here after the Tigers. And we can always swap them out later. I'm just gonna pop you in here for now. Yes. And you, with your Heavenly Bonds, will be very nice addition to this particular army, and you'll act as a single entity monster as a Moonbird. Alright, good. Although the Moonbird isn't lion enough for my... it needs to be more feline, but well. As in not a bird. Yeti Peak, I completely forgot about you, and unfortunately you... well, actually, you can go here. It's a little bit of construction reduction. It's not super expensive, and this guy's frankly kind of far away from it. So let's build up the cannon foundry. And then, other than that, I think we're starting to lose too much money, so we're going to build a money chain. The other option would be to build an alchemist, or... well, no, actually, we wouldn't be able to get capacities of these guys here anyway, meaning, yeah, let's go for a Kamau's pillar. No, for Indish pillar. Like so. Alright, that's good. Diplomacy check. Thunderguts, nothing, or at least nothing we care about. Disciples of Hashut don't yet want peace. So let us attack them, since they don't want peace. Well, that's a lot of hobgobs again, but I don't imagine they'll have a good time. Go.
Remember, you do not fight alone. All Cathay stands with you.
Alrighty, here we go. No sneaky tactics for Tao Yan's army this time, and this episode is effectively devoted to her and her army as we finally split off from Bhashiva. But like I said, no sneaky tactics, just the ordered ranks of Jade Warriors marching into the enemy settlement down the main lane towards the enemy capture point, while fire rain rockets or poison rain rockets streak overhead. Very, very nice to see. The peasants, the only non-Jade looking units in here. Well, I guess there's also the Claw Speaker, but at least the Claw Speaker's staff is nice and green. Those damn peasants ruining everything. You see, you can understand where the Bretonnians are coming from now. Anyway, I digress. The enemy seems to be backing away from our relentless advance, and we're just going to have to keep marching. Away we go. Always nice to march an army in like a big fat formation like this. Anyway, I'm just going to speed this up while we continue marching. I think we've seen enough of that. Cleared out yet another one of the units with our fire rain rockets, and it's time to set up and get the battle proper started. Alright, and since the enemy's firing away at us, we're actually going to move the Jade Warrior crossbows in the front. I meant to move the shielded ones in front, but apparently I didn't. But that's all good. We'll buff up their armor with the Jade Shield, or Jade Drum, rather. And start moving everybody forward. Now, Tao Yan has spotted the enemy lord and wants to move towards him. Unfortunately, there was a unit of blunderbusses waiting right there on this platform. And they will take one volley at Tao Yan, who loses about 45% of her HP to a single volley. Absolutely massive, and that's with 15% missile and 13% ward save and 114 armor, and being a tiny single entity. Yeah, blunderbusses are absolutely ridiculous units. Absolutely ridiculous. To the point that SFO actually nerfed them, but anyway. Speaking of the blunderbusses, they do start losing their HP. We do hit them with a penumbral pendulum before our Jade Warriors arrive, and now the Jade Warriors will hopefully do their work to cut them down with a little bit of help from the Claw Speaker. Fortunately, we got plenty more Jade Warriors where that came from, and more are streaming, well, not so much into the settlement, they're all in the settlement now, just towards whatever enemies they can find. Not merely to cut them down, but to pin them all in place, as we have plenty of Jade Warrior crossbows now to arc their fire over the enemy, since this army is no longer reliant on Iron Hail gunners to do the work. Gonna be a heck of a melee slash brawl here. We got plenty of damage coming out of those hobgob cutthroats, and or the melee attack is reasonably high on them rather. But with our melee defense at 66 and our armor at 124 on the Jade Warrior halberds, they should be holding the line quite nicely and making their way uphill. Obviously, at the higher portion of the enemy settlement is where the Chaos Dwarfs were waiting. Most of the gobs are down on the lower levels. And we'll have to work our way through these Chaos Dwarfs as well. In the meantime, however, Gandari has made his way onto the battlefield. He's an extremely nasty fighter now with that double regen that we've currently given him. Though, once again, I think the hunger is on loan and will eventually go to Bhashiva. And he will head towards the Infernal Castellan to, I'm sure, cut him down with gusto. Or eat his face, whatever cats do. Anyway, the Chaos Dwarfs continue to hold, and actually looking pretty darn good with this color scheme, I gotta say. Astragoth has a pretty good one, so it's black and orange here. And by the looks of it, looks pretty nice. Kind of, I mean, those are basically the colors of all the Chaos Dwarfen terrain. Well, sort of ruddy brownish as well, but yeah, it works. It works quite nicely. Anyway, it looks like the Infernal Castellan simply tries to run away, and no, doesn't try. Runs away, going through the barricade slash platform, and away from Gandari, which is unfortunate. The fella's been so patient waiting for his own army. As soon as we can afford it, buddy, as soon as we can. And the Jade Warrior army had to take priority because it's dirt cheap thanks to the upkeep reductions that we have on it. Anyway, regardless of whether Gandari decides to or manages to catch and cut down that Infernal Castellan, the bounce power has shifted to about 90% in our favor. Most of the gobs at this point have been cleared out. Very few of them remain, and while the Chaos Dwarf Warriors do still hold, they probably won't do so for too much longer, and in fact, they shatter on cue, giving the battle to us. Beautiful. A very nice march down into the enemy settlement, and well, we did take some damage on a few units, especially, and perhaps unsurprisingly, the unshielded Jade Warrior crossbows. But we had to build something. And it's not like the damage is all that severe, and frankly, by the looks of it, the model losses were relatively minimal, so a lot of them will recover from that damage as well. Lovely. Alright, there we go. Pretty solid fight, and also neat to see our Jade army walking down that big line, that thoroughfare towards the enemy, or the citadel, or the center of the enemy formation. Good work out of our Claw Speaker, but he also took a fair bit of damage, and Taoyan took a few blunderbuss. Well, she took one volley, which took 40% of her HP. And yeah, gotta be real careful. I remember when the blunderbusses just came out, the Chaos Dwarfs just came out, and using 2 blunderbusses in my Zatan campaign, in the very early portion of the campaign, seeing Miao Ying transform into dragon form, and then 2 blunderbusses just obliterate her like nobody's business, and knowing that the unit was extremely overpowered at that point. I like them and range units in general a little bit more in SFO. They're a little bit, well, tuned a little bit down. Range is still the meta there, but melee units do have a chance. So yeah, but anyway, solid chunk of change, a little bit of iron favor, and we will occupy the place like so. Alright, maybe could have sacked... funnily enough, we got another Warden Arsenal here. Might actually keep it, just for the additional hero capacity of Gate Masters. Oh, wait, that reminds me. Ooh, another Fuheng Monk. Yes, yes, yes. Whichever hero you get in your army, we're gonna use the Fuheng Monk there. Does this do anything for us? No, just growth. Although the growth is nice, and then there's iron here. Some good stuff. Speaking of growth, let's get you growing, and let's uncollect the income for now. You will now also be uncollected, unfortunately, because you've got too many red territories, and until that's fixed, can't do anything about it. Demolish this. Let's demolish this and replace this with construction cost reduction. And otherwise, I believe we're good. Actually, speaking of being good, I do believe we are good in terms of this episode, as in we are unfortunately out of time, so this is probably going to be the best time to call it, and especially as we've had, what, 4, was it, cinematic battles this episode already? Yeah. Oh, this will allow you to build great Longmar riders. Oh. This would be nice as well. But anyway, next time we continue pressing the advantage against the Great Skull Lakes, and rugged armies provide plus 30. Is it just Norska? I still can't tell. I guess we'll find out next turn whether this lapses or not. In theory, it should mean anybody. It just says enemies, right? I'm hoping that this will allow that we can complete this just by doing what we're currently doing, by fighting Astrogoth, or being at war with Astrogoth, because by the time we choose collect, we will have the tier 5 of this, and then it'll be just one Jiao Ming mission left for that short victory, and for those sweet, sweet hero capacities. And then, yes, we've got this Dragon Armory now, which means we are able to get Gate Masters. In Eward, armor, melee defense, don't like fervent questioner. This will make you solid at helping hold the line. Melee defense plus 6 versus melee defense plus 8. That's kind of an easy choice. I'm wondering if these guys can get Tactician or the other thing. Also, let's get one on field right now.
Gate Master.
I want to see, do you buff Jade Warriors, Jade Crossbows? You do. Plus 10 melee defense for Jade Warriors? Oh my. We have to choose between that and the missile strength and reload. But we don't if we get multiple. Yeah, okay, Tao Yan should have a couple of these guys. Alright, and then you have the defenses, preparedness drills, and optimized logistics gives you ammunition. Oh, you get Tactician by virtue of just, you know, it's in your skill line. Alright, that's nice. And you have restock. Again, Cathay and heroes are really good. They have a lot of good stuff on them. Lots of auras, lots of capabilities. We'll need plenty more by the looks of it. Also, if I recall correctly, does Alchemist not buff armor? Yeah, Alchemic Hardening. I wish I knew what the base of this is. Actually, if we right-click this, nothing. I assume that this is 10. 10 plus 7 plus 17. It's a fair bit. I'm just starting to think that it'll be too many heroes in Bhashiva's army. I just want to max out those basic Tiger Warriors so we don't have to rely on all Iron Claws. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. There is more Bhashiva to come, is what I'm getting at. And, well, we'll have lots more fun as we continue fighting everybody, getting those relics, and pumping out more Tigers. So stay tuned. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.